20-year-olds say that they want to be rich, but the reality is that most won't. But what if there was a way that was simple and a way that you could start now? Like right now, like today. Hey guys, I'm Christian and I've been in the mortgage industry since 2001, and in this video, we're gonna go over step-by-step instructions on how you can become a real estate millionaire, so stay tuned. Now, when you're in your 20s, you believe it will happen. You see all the nice cars and all the nice houses, you'll be looking at them up on the hill and saying, hey, one day, that right there is going to be mine. And then you go and you clock into your low-paying job and reality sets in. Now guys, it takes more than believing. Now, believing is a big part of it. In fact, if you believe, comment below, say, I believe I'm gonna be a real estate millionaire. But it takes more than believing, it takes knowledge. Now I thought about this and I thought, if I had to start over at 20, what would I do to be on a fast track to success, knowing what I know now? Because when I was in my 20s, most of my family lived paycheck to paycheck. There wasn't really anybody that could teach me what I needed to know to find success in what real estate or business or really anything, right? If everybody's living paycheck to paycheck, it's hard to spread that knowledge. So that's what I wanna do here. So if I were to start at 20, this right here in this video, I'm gonna give you simple steps on what to do so that you can become that real estate millionaire. Step number 1 is drive the ugliest car. Yes, that's right. Let all your friends go out and buy the new cars, the nicer cars. They can do that. You need to drive the ugliest car. You need to have your car expense be as low as it possibly can. It's really important here. Later on, your friends are gonna keep buying more and more and more expensive cars, right? And you're going to have the ugliest car because you're on a mission to do something else. Number 2 is to have roommates. Now you probably have this already. You probably have roommates. When I was in my 20s, I had roommates as well. So it can be a bit of a madhouse depending on how many people you have living together. But if you have roommates, then you're gonna have low housing payment and you're gonna have low car expenses, meaning you're gonna have low bills overall. And this is really important. Step 3 is you're gonna save for a down payment as soon as possible. Now this is the most important thing here. You skip the new iPhone, skip the $10 coffees, you know, the new shoes, the nice new clothes. That's also why I talk about the new car. Skip all of that and put all of your resources into saving for your down payment as quickly as possible, because the faster you get to this, the better. Now you're gonna need roughly around $10,000 in order to buy a home. Now there are some programs that can have lower down payments, and it also depends on the price range, but plan on around $10,000. Now another option for this is maybe grandma wants to partner up with you and either become partners on the property or give you a loan for that $10,000. This is a way that you can make it work as well. Step 4 is to go ahead and buy a home. So here's the thing, you know how you're living with all of those roommates and everybody is paying rent for the room that they're in? Well, instead of paying that to the other landlord, they're gonna pay it to you, right? And you wanna make sure that you're collecting enough rent to cover the mortgage payment. So what does this do to your housing expense? It's down at almost 0. So the idea here being, again, we have a low expense for the car, we have a low expense for housing, right? Now there are some other options with this as well. So instead of buying a house that has like 5 bedrooms, this is kind of what I did, you could buy a house that's either a duplex, meaning you have another unit on the side, or you could buy a house that has a casita or mother-in-law, depending on the area that you're living in, and you could live in the smaller unit and rent the other part out, right? But the idea being, we wanna get that mortgage covered, or the vast majority of it covered, so we have low housing expense and we have a low car expense. All right, so now we're a homeowner and we've got relatively low expenses. Now it's time to buy that nice car, right? No, you still wanna have the ugliest car. Your friends are gonna start buying nice cars. They're renting a room from you, so their rent is probably $400, $500, $600, and so they have money to go out and buy a nice car. Let them go buy a nice car. You are gonna keep the ugly car. Step 5 is during this time, when you have your roommates covering all the mortgage and you've got really low auto expenses, you're gonna focus on increasing your income. Now, there are many ways to do this, but the way that I've found that works the best is for you to pay to acquire skills. So you can use that extra money that you have and you can pay to acquire skills. You see, your pay is based on the skills that you have and your ability to negotiate those skills. Now, those skills have to be something that are valuable in the marketplace. So if you have some skills that aren't valuable, it's not gonna translate to higher pay. But if you have skills that are very valuable in the marketplace and you learn how to negotiate those skills, your pay for those skills, your income is going to go up quite a bit. Now, to get those skills, there's all kinds of classes. You can do private coaching. I mean, there's a lot of options as far as that goes. But it's important to work on sales skills for one. That's a very important, it's a very valuable skill, because anything that you're doing, you're selling. Whether, even if you're in a job that's salary, you're still selling somebody on that job. And then number 2 is negotiating. If you can master sales and negotiating during this time, you're gonna be doing really well. But maybe there's other skills that you wanna do. Maybe you wanna get better on camera, for example, right? That could be something that's gonna help you get more value in the future. You can get better at pretty much anything, right? So for me, I wanted to get better on camera. I wanted to hire some actors to get better on camera, because if you saw some of my videos a few years ago, like this one right here, It was pretty bad, right? It was pretty bad because I was really shy, right? I didn't know how to go be in front of the camera. I didn't know that the camera took all of this energy away from you, and when you're in front of the camera, you gotta have all of this energy, and then the camera kind of minimizes it a little bit. So when you're filming stuff, you kind of feel a little bit goofy, but when you look at it back on the camera, like, it looks normal. But if you try to look normal on camera, then it looks like you're falling asleep, and that just doesn't work. So the nice thing is there are people that are experts in everything. Anything that you wanna be amazing at, there are experts in everything. You can go out, you can find them. Most of them have either coaching or a class or whatever, and you can learn from them and learn to get way better and take those skills and increase your value. Okay, so now that we've increased income and we own real estate, right? And we have relatively low expenses, now it's time to get that nice car that we've been dreaming about, right? No, you're still gonna drive the ugly car. You're thinking, Christian, am I ever gonna be able to buy the nice car? Yes, you will. But in the beginning, you always want to drive the ugly car. Have the ugliest car of all of your friends. It's very important, right? While they're going out and they're buying things, if they're out there, they're buying watches, they're buying expensive shoes, they're buying expensive cars, they're doing all of this stuff. You know what you're buying? You're buying things that bring you wealth. Step number 6 is we save. We take all this money, we've got higher income, right? We've still got low housing expenses, we've still got a low car expense, and we save more money for a down payment. Or you can save money for a business, or you can save for other investments. You have a lot of cash flow right now that you can do something with. If you take all that cash flow and you spend it like the majority of the people do, you're not gonna have anything, right? Except for you're gonna have all these toys, but you're gonna be extremely stressed because you're trying to pay for all of them, right? But what we're trying to do is we're trying to buy assets and things that bring us money. All right, so after all of that, after you've done all that, you've increased your income, you've increased you've got your real estate, right? You've got low housing expenses. Maybe you've bought another property by now. Maybe you've started a business. Here's the thing, guys. You know the secret sauce now, okay? You know how to be disciplined with money when you need to. When you've gone through all that and all your other friends are buying nice cars and you're not, or they're going on nice expensive dinners and you're not, or they're buying expensive shoes or going on expensive trips and you're not, you've learned how to master being disciplined. And that's a very valuable skill right there. So part of the secret sauce is knowing how to be disciplined. The other part is knowing how to acquire any skill that you want to acquire in order to bring more value to the marketplace. And I don't care what it is, anything that's out there. If there's any skill that you want to get better, maybe you're terrible at it right now, that's fine. If you want to get better at it, there are ways to do that. And so you know how to be disciplined and you know how to acquire any skill that you need to help you in the marketplace. That's the secret sauce right there. Take that knowledge and create the life that others dream of, right? They only dream of it because they're not willing to do all those other steps that we just talked about. But you are, because you're gonna become not only a real estate millionaire, but a millionaire. You're gonna look at your bank account and you're gonna have $1 million in there. And when that day comes, it's pretty amazing. So hey guys, if you found value in this video, please be sure to like and subscribe. And if you wanna know how real estate actually creates wealth, a few different ways that it actually creates wealth, be sure to watch this video right here. So it's gonna tell you all that you need to know about how it works over time. So thanks so much for watching, guys. Take care.